welcome on in. Let's clear the space, and let me see, before I get started, I gotta warn you, I'm doing something bold. I got my little doggies with me, so I hope they don't start barking all over this reading. If they do, I'll have to get them out of the room, but they're so at peace right next to me right now, and I didn't want to bother them. They're just laying in my bed, two peas in a pod. So hopefully it's good energy, good vibes coming your way. But yeah, let's clear the space. Thank you, Spirit. Thank you for clear messages for Leo. Help me help Leo, my opposite, right? I'm Team Aquarius. So I think we're gonna have a lot of common ground. It's some mirroring going on in our astrology as usual, right? And so I just did the Aquarius reading, and I think that we just might find some mirroring here, some common ground. Maybe not exactly, but probably some similarities. Wow, this sage is just like not wanting to burn for some reason. There it goes. There it goes. Thank you, Spirit. Some of you are going to have to be a lot more patient with something, okay? Something that's going to take a little bit more time than you think. But you're going to get there. You're going to get there. All right. Thank you, Spirit. Thank you for clear messages. Thank you for clearing my energy so I can hear clearly from you to help Leo with what Leo needs. Yeah, it's like, things are just, is it impatience or is it just, did you overestimate how long something would take? No, picking up on something there. We'll see if we get more messages about that in the spread, but we're going to start with an oracle card for September and see if any messages come out for September, and then we'll do 3 5-card spreads for the last 3 months of the year. And so that will cover eclipse season, which is really important. It's really why I am trying to push to get these out before that first eclipse on September 17th in Pisces. I don't know what's wrong with my... There we go. Couldn't hardly see the screen. I had to adjust the lighting on my camera. Okay, so let's talk about the energy for you with this lunar eclipse on the 17th in Pisces. Let me say also, if I'm talking too slow with my southern drawl, hit that gear icon in the top right-hand corner of your mobile device. Then tap the playback speed and then tap 1.25, and that should pick up the pace a bit. And this is an unrushed reading, so we're going to be in here for, it's spirit-led, off the clock, right? So you might want to grab a cup of coffee or listen to it while you're falling asleep or doing errands, running, doing chores, running errands, commuting, whatever makes you happy. But let's start with the energy for Leo in September. Please show me, Spirit. What is the energy for Leo in September. There we go. Patience. Did I not just say that? Oh, some of you are like, oh no, I gotta wait longer? What? No. And there's a matter of power here. A matter of power. So I'll find out what that is about, but see if anything comes out about that. I'm getting something about honing your power. I'm hearing prowess. Prowess. That came in the reverse. Some of you are not seeing it clearly. Eyes covered. Ace of Swords in reverse. You're not seeing it clearly. Okay. Some of you, something about your perception is off, or you're not getting the information. You're not seeing the whole truth of the matter. And at the foundation, it might be because somebody's in and out. Somebody's all over the board, won't stay still. So how are you going to focus? How can you focus on something when this energy is scattered? It could be Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. That might be you. Okay, some of you moving. Perhaps a contract is being broken, or a contract is ending and somebody is moving. So there's a possibility of that. Okay. See what else comes out. Let's talk about the astrological energy of this lunar eclipse in Pisces on the 17th of September. You have this lunar eclipse hitting your 8th house, which could bring about an ending, a completion, a culmination over the next 6 months, having to do with other people's resources. It could also be power dynamics in relationships. It could also have to do with intimacy, shared resources. And this is as the sun is in your 2nd house, that opposing house, where there is a spotlight being put on your personal finances. You're definitely thinking about it. People might be pissing you off. Actually, I could see maybe dealing with some bitchy energy in communications, probably coming from or having to do with neighbors, siblings, things going on in your locale, your neighborhood, information. And it's right next to that South Node in Libra. So this could be some fallouts with relationships, again, with those kind of people that I mentioned, where you're releasing relationships and people are, talking smack to you, and or you're angry about just some kind of disagreements, and there's a parting of ways in these relationships, and you're looking at your money, you're looking at your value, you're looking at your assets, your income, and it looks like other people and that just fell out. Wow, it's a lot. There's Libra, and the South Node is in Libra, so I'm being brought back to, like, who is popping off on you, Leo? Who's popping off on you? Is it a Libra, or a sibling, or a neighbor? somebody in your area, and if it's not, you know, this Libra energy, it's something karmic. It might be a legal issue. But it looks like we have something having to do with self-sufficiency and having a brand new creative start, but it will involve you moving on away from some difficulties and maybe toward some kind of financial offer. But I see a lot of emotional insecurity here about the ability to manifest and being resourceful. And it might have to do with the water sign, Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces, female. Unfortunately, this energy is coming up as codependent, draining, emotionally insecure. I'm seeing a lot of manipulation here too. So I'm concerned that some of you are potentially going to be moving towards an offer that is kind of a small offering, and it could be somebody younger than you or under 30, maybe a subordinate. It could be a Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn as well. And there's some manipulative energy around this earth sign. I'm sorry to say that. Or around this offer. It could be somebody even communicating to you that they're having trouble pulling resources together. They're having trouble manifesting something. They're feeling emotionally secure about it. And they communicate that. And I do see a woman who does have more, who is perhaps older, more like self-sufficient, possibly traveling towards this earth sign. And I'm more about traveling over here. So I'm getting some weird stuff like, you know, you could be responding to somebody in distress in September. This is somebody that you have some kind of soul contract with. And I see a lot of feminine energy here as well. So, again, I mean, I'm seeing children involved. So if it's not actually your children or grandchildren, this is someone younger than you, or they have less to offer, maybe less experience, less material resources to contribute. And that might be why they're having trouble pulling the resources together and manifesting what they desire. And they're feeling really insecure and maybe codependent because they're trying to manifest something here that I don't think they have enough on their own to manifest. Like they probably need some help. And there might have also been some decisions that were made in the past that are now coming back to bite them. Say that also, because we've got karma here, that somebody made some decisions and now they're trying to pull something together, and it's like they're grasping at straws. And I'm seeing somebody trying to go in and help. It's an interesting message. Let's go back to the astrology. It does seem like you are maybe having some issues with blocked assertion, because you have Mars transiting your 12th house at this time. And so this is kind of a spinning the wheels or driving in reverse type of energy. I don't know how far you're going to get while Mars is in your 12th house. And that is an energy that usually is going to last, could last about 2.5 months, if I recall correctly. Yeah, I mean, I would give it about 2 more months. So I don't know how effective you're going to be in getting forward motion in September and October, maybe even to the end of the year. I just heard park it. I don't know. I just heard park it. So, and it might be that you're wanting to nurture something going on in your everyday life, but your assertion is being suppressed right now to some degree. And it might be also that you are being asked to focus on healing something, healing how you use your energy, healing, dealing with suppressed anger, okay? Any kind of suppressed anger or frustration or, yes, feelings of powerlessness. And maybe set up healthier, more self-nurturing routines on the day-to-day. Sorry, that's one of my doggies. Piper, come on now. Come on. So, I'm also seeing Pluto at this time is in, it's retrograde in Capricorn. And it's really like at the tail end of this 6th house. So you might be looking back at the past and maybe some patterns of self-care that you've had. And it might have to do with how you take authority over your day-to-day life. It might have to do with perhaps how you were taught, and to engage in self-care, maybe by a maternal figure, some person in authority as you were growing up. That's going under some change, and soon enough, yeah, it's going to come out of Capricorn and it's going to go back into Aquarius November 19th, okay? And when it does, I mean, it's going to be right there on the cusp of that 7th house. So this is incredible changes with how you engage in partnership with significant others. And it's likely because of changes going on with humanity at large that is kind of causing this intense catharsis. Like 20 years from now, when Pluto gets out of Aquarius and out of your 7th house, you're not going to do relationships the same. Other people are not going to do relationships the same, but most definitely for you in terms of significant partnerships. And yeah, maybe even legalities, contracts are playing a role in this. Soul contracts, if not legal contracts. But let's see what else I can talk to you about. During this time, as this lunar eclipse occurs in your 8th house, you have Saturn and Neptune there and the North Node. So you're really having to look at these money houses similar to Aquarius. But for you, the squeeze is with other people's resources, and it might have to do with debt. It might have to do with the government, taxes, power dynamics, how power is being used in relationships, how resources are being shared. And you might not see very clearly. You might not understand very clearly why you're getting some kind of pushback or challenge or limitations, like you maybe can't even clearly put your finger on it. It could be your blind spot. And for a lot of people, it's been a lot of wishful thinking, and they're having to sober up about it. I've been saying this in all these readings so far. It's Saturn and Neptune in Pisces. And this is a time when, you know, whatever the limitations are, that four of, yeah. Four of Wands, Six of Wands, this might have to do with feeling like you are being acknowledged in your home and family or in conversations, or, you know, wherever you feel you belong, like where you reside, your locale, your location, okay? You want the victory with communications and people you're talking to. You want respect. I'm going to go back to this Chiron and Aries, and I brought this up in the Aquarius reading. That, let me look at that and see how that's hitting with that Chiron and Aries. Oh yeah, that's opposing your Venus in Virgo. I'm sorry, Venus in Scorpio, my bad, in the third house. So, I'm sorry if you can hear, that's somebody else's dog upstairs. So I really feel like Chiron and Aries collectively is bringing this energy up for a lot of us, where, you know, Aries is kind of the little kid that wants attention, like, look mom, no hands, you know, on the bicycle. But is anybody paying attention? Does anybody care? Right, like you come riding in on your white horse, but are they singing Hosanna, or are they yelling crucify? Which is it? Or are they just totally like acting like you're invisible, like you're not even there, you're not even in the room? Which I feel a lot of us collectively are feeling like we're not being noticed, we're not being acknowledged. And I see that for you, it has to do with what you are valuing, particularly in terms of having intimate bonds in your communications and in your immediate surroundings, your home, your neighborhood, where you reside, your family, that kind of thing. But it looks like there's some kind of pushback, maybe having to do with your beliefs on being acknowledged, being recognized. And these people in your immediate surroundings and what you value out of them, there's some kind of conflict. I can't quite wrap my head around it, to be honest with you, but I can see it in the chart. I do also see that there's a lot of instability right now in your 10th house having to do with your career. So again, if we were to look at sweet Jesus, I mean, you with these eclipses, with the eclipse in September on the 17th, that's triggering your money houses. I'm going over looking at your career and vocation houses of 10th and the 6th house, and I'm seeing, well, you have Uranus in the 10th house, which is very destabilizing for leaving a legacy. I mean, you can get change there, I'll say that much. Particularly if you're doing anything having to do with like IT, AI, intellectual property, writing, communications, but it's unstable, you know, and it's just a collective energy, Uranus and Taurus, for all of us, we're all dealing with it, but it's in your 10th house, and it's just it's probably making you look in your public life like you're not stable. Right. I mean, I've somewhat been dealing with something similar as a Taurus rising. This is in my first house. So I can't hide it. Your first house is like your physical body and how you present yourself, how people see you, you know, and it's in a similar way. 10th house for you, it's not your physical body, but it's your reputation out in the world. It's your public life. How do you hide that? It just, there's something about you that may, well, on the positive, it looks like maybe you're an eccentric. Maybe you are a person that is bringing about some changes. Like you know, you're making some changes out in the world, and that's a positive spin on it. But on the negative, you may look like a very unstable person, and you can't hide it. Because maybe you are in fact going through a lot of changes with your status, your career, your legacy. So that's, you know, fortunately you're nearing the tail end of that. Okay, it'll be going to the 11th house next. And right now you have Jupiter in that 11th house. So I'm going to tell you, if you want any blessing and expansion, it will be there in all things Aquarius. Your opposite. And again, it's in Gemini, Jupiter in Gemini, so you will be able to get expansion and blessing through things having to do with communications and knowledge and information, particularly in the 11th house. This is also about maybe online communications, social media, astrology, soulmates, friend groups, colleagues. So you can get a lot of blessing through that area of your life. But like I said, you know, probably next year, Uranus is going to go into that 11th house and shake things up. So just a heads up on that. But that is pretty much all I am getting for September. And let's put this off to the side and let's see what we can get in a 5-card spread for October, when you have a solar eclipse in Libra on the 2nd of October. And that is hitting your 3rd house of communications, all things Gemini, the facts, the siblings, your neighborhood, your locale, what you know. And so this is a new beginning that is going to unfold over the next 6 months when we're talking about a solar eclipse. Right, the previous month was a lunar eclipse, so that was some ending that is going to unfold over the next 6 months, or completion or culmination. This is a new beginning coming in the October, And that new beginning is specific to relationships when we're talking about Libra. Whereas that lunar eclipse the month prior is probably some kind of belief system getting eclipsed out of your life. A belief system maybe having to do with other people's resources or power dynamics or whatever. And I don't know if you're clear on it in September, but by the, early spring of next year, you hopefully will be, if you don't really see it very clearly right out the gate. But going back to the solar eclipse in Libra, in your third house, you may may have a new creative start, actually partnering with somebody close to you, okay, somebody that you would see or deal with on the day-to-day. And this is a relationship. Might also just simply be a new way of thinking and communicating in your relationships with other people. Then on the 9th, Jupiter will go retrograde in Gemini in your 11th house. So you will probably be reflecting back to earlier this year. And it may present some issues with you getting expansion for a brief time. When Jupiter goes retrograde, it's a little hard to get expansion, but you could be rethinking some people that you've been working with, or friend groups, social groups. You could be rethinking. I'm just getting a lot of information, knowledge. There's that 9 of Pentacles again. Self-sufficiency or a single woman may be relevant, or making some kind of decision about a single woman, or being more decisive in your actions towards self-sufficiency. That might be getting reevaluated. I'm also getting a lot of really just high-mindedness as well, like very ambitious energy when we're talking about 11th house. We're talking about ideals. I mean, yeah, it could have to do with soulmates, but it's a lot of thinking and idealizing. But if you're having trouble from November 9th onward getting expansion in some of this, area of your life, you could be reconsidering, like, why is this not moving forward? What do I need to do to have more than enough in this area of my life? And then on the 11th, Pluto is going to go direct in Capricorn in your 6th house. So now we have a King of Swords and a Page of Cups. This is like more thinking energy. Aquarius, Libra, Gemini, Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces may be relevant, but it is this very logical, analytical mindset about maybe some regret, okay? Now, when Pluto goes direct in Capricorn, this will be after it has been retrograde for a while. And so there's been, like, leading up to this point, there's been some internalized pressure for you. And it's in your 11th house. So, this may have been very suppressed. My bad, I'm sorry. I am pulling up, for some reason, I am pulling up the Aquarius. There we go. Scratch what I said about your 12th house. Um, let me go back to this. Where, and now my little doggie's begging. I'm gonna have to get her, take care of her in just a second. I don't know why. Oh, there it is. Okay, 6th house. I'm getting something very intentional. Okay, but it might have been because of a deep internalized pressure. Hold on one second. Let me deal with these dogs for just a moment. All right, sorry about that. She didn't want to go. She just want to whine at me while I'm working. And trust me, these dogs have been fed, watered, walked, loved, everything. So they just being needy and greedy. Anyway, back to you. The pressure has been very internalized in the weeks leading up to this. Okay. And you could have been really critiquing things. I'm just going to say that. It could have gotten a little bit on the critical side for you, where you're looking at what's going on in your day-to-day life. Some of you, I'm just getting this scrutinizing type of energy. And then when it goes direct on the 11th of October, the pressure becomes more external in your day-to-day life, maybe dealing with people that you work with, co-workers. There's a lot of worky work vibe going on here, and I'm not really, I'm not entirely sure, like colleagues, co-workers. I gotta sit with this for a moment. Do you feel like people are holding you back? And the pressure has been building within, and it starts really, you start feeling the pressure on the outside. It's more than an internal thing. It's, I don't know. This is where I'm getting it. It's something with the colleagues. If it's not colleagues, it's your aspirations, and something that you're doing on your day-to-day is like, there's some kind of pressure that's been building. And I do feel like you are, with Mercury going into Scorpio on the 13th in your 4th house, you are deeply questioning, where do I belong? And maybe home and family is factoring into this. And possibly emotional security issues factoring into this. It's like you're thinking very deeply and intensely about, where do I belong? Or family matters, like I said. And then on the 17th, there's a full moon in Aries in your 9th house. So some ending, completion, culmination having to do with your belief system. Maybe, higher learning, travel. And at the same time, Venus is going into Sagittarius in your 5th house. So if you are looking for love, I mean, you could possibly definitely go out and date people and go have some fun, go to an event, go to a concert, go Go do something that you enjoy, you know? I don't know why I thought go to a bar. Like, I would never really encourage anybody to go to a bar, but I heard it, so I'll honor it. And then on the 22nd, the sun will go into Scorpio, and again in that fourth house where there's some spotlight being put upon these fourth house matters. You know, there's like no way you're going to get around thinking and looking at this issue of belonging, emotional security, home, family, things like that, and really looking at it pretty seriously, okay? But let's look at Leo. Show me Leo in October. Ooh, the drama. Goodness. The heck happened, Leo? Somebody piss you off? Or did you piss somebody else off? It was like, okay, I'm trying not to laugh. I'm not laughing at you, I'm laughing with you. Let's try to keep it light and fluffy, because damn, I'm gonna tell you, the last ones I've been doing have been kind of heavy. I know the Aries one got really dark. Oh my God. But then again, they're going, you know, Saturn's going to Aries, so that's a whole nother thing. Praise God, hallelujah, we ain't dealing with that for a long time. Okay. The main issue in October is somebody's holding back, okay? And in the past, it looks like there was some belief system, some commitment, maybe a marriage, possibly Taurus involved. In the future, somebody's resisting, getting really defensive. And then at the foundation, it looks like somebody is not listening. Yeah, communication problems here. Possibly a fire sign, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, not hearing it, not having it. Ain't nobody got time for it. Has the attention span of a squirrel. I don't know. Okay. Somebody's not focused. They're not showing an interest in something. This is not good for communications at all. At all. And in the outcome, just like Aquarius, worky, all by yourself. Okay, you hammering something out, and you hammering like the Energizer Bunny, damn it. And you just keep going and going and going and going, but it's there alone. I mean, I don't know. So, I mean, you're showing up like, I'm really getting this holding it down. Like, this looks stable. And you got something to stand on. But it's not very generous. It's not a very generous, open energy. And I'm hearing something about flow. Where's the flow? Side note, for some reason today when I did the Aquarius and Leo readings, I couldn't get my computer to work and play lovely music where there would be flow and nice atmosphere. You don't have to hear my dog or the neighbor's dog in the background. You know? It's like, why I'm hearing that song, it's not really my music, but I gotta maybe look it up. Please don't stop the music. Please don't stop the music. Something like that. You gotta tell me what that song is. Well, the music ain't going right now. There's something that's not flowing, something is stuck, and it is particularly having to do with resources. It's no wonder, honestly, with the this lunar eclipse. You know, you're coming out of this lunar eclipse energy, which is going to be impacting all the way past October. hitting, these money houses. So then that card I think came up for Aquarius as well, both of these, where you're just working on your own and trying to like hold it down and be frugal, because what else are you going to do? I don't really see anybody here partnering with you. I see you in a very self-protective stance in the past and in the future. No, currently and in the future. In the past, it looks like you were committed or supported. There was something where there was a commitment or some kind of support there going on there. I feel like some of you are waiting on better timing, okay, with the okay, those want to come out too. Yeah, again, waiting, I'm telling you, this is like waiting for better weather, waiting for better conditions. I mean, it is showing up in the upright, but it's holding back, waiting. I'm hearing something about it's inevitable. Are you waiting because you feel it's inevitable? It's like it's going to come in. It's just a matter of time. I've got to wait. The ships are coming. I'm just waiting for them to come in. And that's when I'm going to get my expansion. And I'll be able to open up at that time when the fates align. But you've got this King of Fire in reverse. So there may be some impatience here. It's a wild message, because on one hand I see patience, but then I see impatience, right? Like the being frugal, and the Three of Wands, waiting patiently, holding your money together. But that's your energy there, unless there's another fire sign around you. Are you not paying attention to your intuition? Are you not listening to something, is my concern. Why is that in reverse? I don't know. Okay, let's see about this from the past. Tell me about that. Hierophant. Show me that Hierophant. Oh, there it is, defensive. And you're defensive again in the future? What in the heck? And it might have to do with a water sign female showing up yet again in reverse. This may be someone that you've been in a commitment with. Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces, or a feminine energy that is codependent, emotionally insecure, maybe feeling like at times this person's manipulating you, or they're dramatic, emotionally doesn't have good control or mastery over their emotions. And there's been some kind of defensiveness with this person. I'm getting like somebody's put off by their emotional nature or emotionalizing, emotional. Here we go again. Hold on a second. Yeah, so just as I'm talking about, this person being emotionally dramatic, I got three dogs. I got the one upstairs is howling because probably it's home alone and it's lonely. And then my other dogs are picking up on it and they're just, you know, it's like a conduit of energy. It's a domino effect. And um, yeah, emotionally needy. Okay. And I'm not trying to invalidate emotions here by saying that. It just is what it is, right? This person may have a legitimate reason to feel emotionally insecure, but it's almost like there's a level of defensiveness that's coming across in a commitment, like, hey, I don't want to deal with that. I don't want to hear that. Or don't come at me with that. So, this could also be beliefs about defending oneself against emotional manipulation or resisting emotional manipulation. Just getting a lot of defensiveness because somebody feels emotionally insecure as well, and that's in a commitment, and there are beliefs surrounding the handling of that. And so again, I mean, I'm seeing in the future this energy rising up yet again, where why is that coming up again? Why is the defensiveness? Oh goodness. Yikes. Well, somebody's tired. Somebody done had it. Okay? I mean, they may be burnt to a crisp, really. Like, with the 9 of Wands in reverse, more of this, I mean, this is super defensive energy, super defensive, protective energy, because somebody's been through a lot of shit. And you know what? They might be getting triggered. There's something going on that is triggering them and making them feel like, oh, here we go again, and I'm not having it. They could be on edge, like very much guarding, like, I'm not going to do this anymore. I'm not going to go through this. Somebody's definitely tapped out, probably over something that they have been deeply discontent about for a long time. And I'm talking like, to the point where they just withdraw. Okay. It's not only a pushback, it's a withdrawal, it's a shutdown, it's a I'm done. I'm not going to deal with this. I'm not going to put up with this. It's a I don't know how to say it. It's a non-option. Like, this is not up for question. This is not up for discussion. This is not, I'm not going to entertain this. This is super edgy, defensive. Wow. It might be over what somebody's offering you, because it almost feels like what somebody's offering you is far less than what you were hoping for. And again, could be this earth sign, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn, somebody younger than you. It could be a child, a grandchild, a subordinate. It's not a person, it's like a message, an offer. Oh, here's my little offer. Here's my crumb. And you're like, oh, hell no. Don't come at me with that. Because what are they coming at you with? They're coming at you with some kind of, it's either they're not loyal to you, and heck, I'm doing a Leo reading, like that's telling you, if you're a cross watcher for Leo, that's like, do not listen. If you cannot be loyal to Leo, get the beep out. This is non-negotiable. You're going to put Leo first, center stage, roll out the red carpet, or don't have Leo at all, because that's just how Leo rolls. And it looks like whoever's making this option here is not putting Leo first. And Leo knows it, and Leo's like, get the beep out of here. Just get on out of here. And yeah, this could be like, oh, I gotta say this. It almost looks like it might hurt this person. Like they feel like they're gonna get cut off. Leo's cutting themselves off from this person, and they're hurt about it. But it's like, do you understand? You gotta bring more to the table than this, and you're gonna have to prioritize Leo if you want Leo to prioritize you. Like, I don't know. It's like they're hurt, but I don't know that they get it. Or maybe they do and they just can't offer anything more. I don't know, but yeah, this is not you. This is somebody else, but I honestly feel this is you. I feel like you're just like, get out of here with that. How dare you come at me with your little crumb. Damn it. Have like a banquet, a feast for a king, and you come at me with a darn crumb. Get the heck out of here. I'm sorry. I don't know where this is coming from. Okay. Oh boy. Okay, let's see. It's hinging it together. Oh dear. Oh, the fire. Look at it. Huh. Yeah, somebody's thinking, somebody's inquiring, but here we go again with the pages, 2 pages in the night. Very immature energy, possibly air and fire, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, and we have a misalignment of values. We may in fact have fighting over resources within a relationship, a family dynamic. Yeah, someone might even be moving, or they're thinking about moving, especially if there's a foreclosure involved. But I definitely think that somebody starts really, there's a lot of, maybe if there's not communications going on, there's definitely thinking about, I need to bump on out of here because we don't have the same values, or this person, what they want is completely ruining this dynamic, this relationship. And if it's not a person, let's say it's a career, because I'm going to go back to, darn it, I just need to get that off. Okay, let me make sure I'm looking at the right chart. I'm going to go back to, pull it up. That poor dog. Okay, yeah, I'm going to go back to this Uranus in your 10th house. There's some kind of instability or upheaval going on, rapid changes that are destabilizing your career, and you may put out an application, you may put an inquiry into something, some other type of, to get some kind of change with either your career or your resources. But unfortunately, this is clarifying an energy which could very possibly be you, where it's like there's some kind of apprehension going on. There's some kind of, definitely these two energies, the focus is, and I'm seeing the fire signs looking at this air sign, and the air sign's not paying attention, okay? Like the air sign is not interested, is not focused. There's some kind of communication problem. I think the air sign's thinking about it, but is looking away from the fire signs that I'm seeing here, okay? Take it how it applies, but yeah, there's definitely people here in the mix and misaligned values, and at least one party is not paying attention to the other. There's a breakdown of communication. So here you go, hammering it out on your own, and the outcome. Aquarius got a similar message. That card, that exact same card came out for Aquarius. There it is. Because you're at a stalemate. It's like, what else are you going to do? Just keep hammering. Because something going on with these other people is not aligning. Again, this might go back to the central issue. Well, I'm just going to hold on to my coin, and I'm going to keep hammering. Because eventually the stars will align. My ships will come in. But I'm not going to sit here and put up with this nonsense or listen to it. So I'll just keep refining my craft and wait for things, for some kind of blessing to come in. It's a stalemate, but you're waiting for the sun to come back out again. You're waiting for your blessing to come in. And it might have to do with choices with the Two of, or decisions with the Two of Swords. That you feel that a decision is being avoided. I feel like you would make a decision. I feel like the other party has maybe offered something, but it just didn't satisfy you, what you were looking for. So, in the immediate near future, it's just like you're not, I'm getting a feeling like you're not going to settle. You're not going to settle. And if it's the other party that is avoiding you and closed off because you're at an impasse, and what it is you're asking out of them is too difficult for them. They can only come up with their Page of Coins. And you're looking for King of Coins. You're just like, hey, we're going to have to agree to disagree. We're at an impasse, and I am... And the truth is, this is what needs to be done, because I'm not going to settle. And I'll wait for my blessing to come in. Or until that blessing comes in, we're at a stalemate. The Foundation. Ooh. Yeah, you're going to be withdrawn over this ending. I think you're going to try to move on from it. There's the sun there. And you're going to try to work on some healing and move into the truth. There you are, Leo. You got a lot of blessing around you, okay? But you're going to have to move on from this ending. And feeling conflicted, and like you've been through a lot of trials and tribulations where you've had to hold yourself back from making some kind of investment, maybe in yourself. And you've got to heal and recover from this on an emotional level of these disappointments that you've been through. But I think after this ending, you are going to do a lot of soul searching, and you're going to come out of this a lot wiser than you entered in. Virgo may be relevant in this ending, by the way. That's rough. Show me November for Leo. November for Leo. Show me November for Leo. I don't know who pissed you off, man. I was laughing along with you in October. I don't know if you think it's any laughing matter with that Ten of Swords. That's looking kind of brutal. I'm serious. I'm just telling the cross watchers, don't be bringing some crumbs when the king is looking for a feast. Just amazes me. People do not know what they're dealing with when they're with a Leo. They just don't know. I'm gonna tell you though. All right. The foundation you have, Eight of Wands, and that's a beautiful thing. I mean, I love this card. Isn't it gorgeous? But the meaning is beautiful in that you're going to be moving ahead. You're going to be making progress. And it could be things moving pretty quickly for you. Things speeding up, particularly in terms of communications, travel, making decisions. The main issue is the Lover's card. Perhaps a Gemini is relevant, or some kind of partnership. In the past, it looks like, yeah, you were in a bit of solitude, withdrawal, maybe again leaning on spirit, the guidance of spirit. And in the future, there you are in all your glory, King of Wands, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. In the undercurrent, you have the Judgment card. Aquarius had that as well. It's interesting. So you're reevaluating something and reconsidering something. Are you going to give something a second chance? Or have you had some kind of wake-up call, particularly from September, October? Did something happen with eclipse season that just kind of raised your consciousness at a deep spiritual level where you're now coming out of this a lot more discerning, maybe about how you're showing up in relationships with significant others? In the outcome, Six of Pentacles, somebody is being generous. Somebody's given to somebody. Oh, wow. That came in reverse, the house. Okay. Something about where you preside, and that's in reverse as well. Am I holding the cards in reverse? No, I'm not. Well, no, maybe they are. Okay, so that they didn't look like they were. Okay. I'm getting the feeling that there has again been some kind of maybe loss of status, something public, private life, a settled relationship, somebody maybe losing house, losing status, with a partner or concerning a partnership, maybe a business partnership for some of you. And again, if I look at where Gemini is in your chart, I mean, well, it is around this time Gemini will be retrograde, so, or Jupiter rather, will be retrograde. So this could go back to what you have aspired to. There's some contraction here where you're not able to quite get expansion with maybe housing, location, living a more comfortable life with a partner. I'm getting some kind of retraction overall with that, okay? Some kind of pulling back, or I'm hearing downsizing. In the past, it's like you knew what you had to do, that you had to wait on better days, okay? I'm being brought back again to October, where you're waiting on a timing issue. You're waiting on the stars to align. You know it's fated. Eventually things are going to line up for you. But with this High Priestess, it's like, I've got to wait for better weather, better astrological weather. There may be some secrets too, some things that you're just keeping private, keeping to yourself. Maybe dealing with this partnership, whether it's business or romantic. You're working on things behind the scenes. Because, you know, you feel like that is the mature thing to do. And I'm just getting somebody who's very, I'm hearing learned. I don't really even say that ever, but that's what I'm hearing. I'm getting somebody who is really drawing from a well of wisdom. Aquarius was getting that. That came up in the Aquarius reading, a little bit different, but just trying to look into hidden knowledge, look into the esoteric, look into occult, hidden, suppressed knowledge, pulling back, trying to become a lot more discerning spiritually, developing the soul, okay? Taking a more mature approach. Ew, here we go again with these lovers. So there's something with you. I mean, you know, generally you've got this energy about you that is overcoming obstacles, overcoming adversity. But it seems like something does not come in a partnership. Like it's money, either you're partnered with somebody who's not bringing the money in that you were hoping for, or a business venture, because this could be a business leader and it could be a business partner, is not bringing in the kind of money that you were hoping for. So again, more reason, if you're being frugal in September, October, saving money, it's probably for the best. Yeah. There's been a loss of money, most definitely. And I'm going to go back to the 2nd and 8th houses getting triggered during this eclipse back in September that we talked about early on. And I've been saying this for all the signs. You know, a lot of people are getting pickpocketed right now in one way or another. Whether or not it's the increase in crime, migrant crime, yes, is a 400% increase. Broad daylight, yes. Or is simply getting pickpocketed down at the gas station, at the grocery store, or wherever through the cost of living, inflation, hidden taxes. Taxation is theft, right? So however you want to rack up this thievery, I think you're reassessing it by October. And definitely what's going on with money not coming in and flowing as you need and want, especially from a significant other or through a business venture, you are starting to get a wake-up call about this. You may be reaching out, or somebody may be reaching out to you who is, and listen, this is a lot of people right now. We have a homelessness epidemic. And so you or someone you know may be reaching out in November asking for help because they're down on their luck. And again, I've got another card of breadcrumbing, which I saw back in October with that Page of Pentacles. And I was kind of laughing about it because it's almost like I'm honestly, from October to November, I'm getting a vibe of not enough, or barely enough, or not quite what I had expected, less than what I had expected. Or so you or someone you may know may actually be asking for some kind of charitable contribution. Somebody may be going to like a food pantry. I don't want to scare y'all. Or you may be steering someone to a food pantry or some place where they can get some kind of social services, social resources. Because there's an issue here of needing generosity. Something about the give and take in a relationship and the sharing of resources is coming up a bit disappointing, to put it nicely. The give and take in the relationship is not at peak level. Yeah, this could be, a family member. Ain't gonna lie, this could be a lot of communications ramping up. Maybe this person lives at a distance, and again, Five of Pentacles, they're down on their luck. They may be homeless. They may be turning to the church for help, or some kind of social services for help. And again, Four of Pentacles underneath that, they are having to like pinch pennies. And this could be super emotional. And somebody's going to have to make a decision about cutting through maybe some silent treatment. Might involve a Queen of Swords, Aquarius, Libra, Gemini. And this person's been through a lot of trials and tribulations, okay? And I'm seeing Taurus as well, okay? So not entirely sure, but that's what I'm getting. What did I do with that card? It was a family card. I lost it somewhere. There it is. Okay. So let's move on to December. Let's see how this storyline develops. It could be something, by the way, as simple as, November is Thanksgiving. And a lot of families usually get together, and it might be that somebody just doesn't have the money to get together with you. And they're down in the dumps about it, And I think that that's actually going to happen for a lot of people collectively this year. It's like, what do you do when the inflation is out of control? You're going to see a lot of families that can't get together for the holidays, or if they do, it's going to be slim pickings, because just putting together a feast is not as affordable as it used to be. Please show me Leo. Leo for December. Please show me Leo for December. I just saw Pisces, or Hangman in reverse. Please show me December for Leo. You're going to have an opportunity, but be careful. because it's in the beast system. It's in the matrix. Might involve a Capricorn. It's crazy. Aquarius got a similar message where, here we go again, similar to Aquarius, you're going to have to face some fears. You're going to have to deal with some patterns of unmet emotional needs, unhappiness. Oh, there we go with that page of Pentacles again. Probably going to be hearing a lot from this page. Talking about moving, going from one location to another, or juggling options. A lot of back and forth, a lot of in and out, a lot of vacillating all over the board. I mean, it's chaos. I hate to talk about, I don't know who that person is. Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. Could be a fire sign, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. But it is just, it's unstable. Okay? Like, I'm not a fan of that just came out. That person could be moving, though. The foundation, well, somebody is stressing you out. I'm sorry to say that. You got some concerns. And the main issue here is Queen of Cups. This time she's in the upright. Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces. In the past, you had a commitment. This is somebody that you have either been married to or committed to in some respect, or you, there's issues of supporting one another. In the future, looks like you're manifesting something. You're pulling resources together. That looks lovely. And in the undercurrent, hot damn, things finally aligned for you. So you were waiting for it back in October. By December, it's at the foundation. You have the wheels turning, so the timing comes in your favor. The outcome, Queen of Pentacles, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. This is somebody who is very practical, very down to earth. Honestly, this looks fantastic. So why are you worried? Is it because the 2 months prior were stressful with people coming in a day late, $1 short, and you're like, I ain't settling, I'll just wait for better days, right? That was October. And then November, you're just like, oh my gosh, where is it? And then by December, you're just like, oh my God, is it coming in this month? And it looks like it is, actually. But you're worried about it. I don't blame you with the 2 months prior. You know, the eclipse energy of September and October are very disruptive. Very unsettling. I think it's going to start settling down. November, December. But unfortunately, it looks like in November you start looking at where the chips falling. Where does it all fall? You know, what is it that you're dealing with? How do things land? Do they land on their feet? What do you got to work with? So this water sign female, she may have some unrealistic ideas of what's viable and what's not. Also, she just plain might not be clear. And particularly if we're talking about a Pisces, and I do get a strong Pisces vibe off of that card. Saturn is in Pisces. I mean, look, it's rough. Don't ask me how I know. Pisces stellium over here. You know, this is somebody who is maybe, they might have a hard time seeing the truth of a matter because it's a difficult truth that they're just avoiding. And they could also just simply be confused and deceived. It is some kind of blind spot with Neptune and Saturn in Pisces right now. But again, it could also be I'm avoiding and I'm escaping a reality check that is just too difficult for me to face head on. And yeah, that's really what I'm getting. I don't really think this person they're not showing up in December as emotionally insecure or emotionally overwhelmed. Um, they're actually showing up pretty good on an emotional level. It's just that I don't think they're seeing things clearly. And again, with the energies of Neptune, Saturn, and Pisces, if you're talking about a Pisces female, I mean, just you're going to have to give them a break because it is what it is. It's really hard. It's really hard right now for that energy. But I mean, really collectively, everybody's having trouble understanding why things are not working or why they're dealing with blockages or challenges or limitations. But most especially Pisces. Okay. All right. So it looks like in the past, there might have been some communications or at least some thinking about this commitment, or what am I committing myself to? What do I believe? Tell me more. Again, I'm getting Taurus, I'm getting fire signs, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. Wow. Having to face those fears with the moon in reverse and the sun. This is about the eclipse. This is about the eclipse. I'm going to take this all the way back to September and October. That's how far this past placement goes back. And I think this is you and your energy, your mental energy, like you've got some kind of curiosity. Or I don't know if I want to call it mental anxiety. I don't want to go that far with it. But it's like you're in your head about this commitment or support issues during the past, during the eclipse time. And again, here we go with the Lovers, Gemini, or a partnership of and decisions being made that are going to give you the victory, are going to decisions you can put your confidence in, that are going to bring the blessing. Yeah, I am going to say mental anxiety the more I sit with this, okay? I think there might, coming into December, you are coming in with a previous 2 months of a lot of mental unrest and anxiety, and here we go, of maybe even losing sleep over this because you're having to face down some fears. You're having to maybe even do some shadow work, looking at unmet emotional needs, and seeing the truth of a relationship, a partnership, decisions being made in terms of getting the victory. And then in the future placement, you do have resourcefulness. If in the previous month you were looking for someone to be generous to you or you to be generous to them, it looks like the resources are going to be there to do that. And then there's going to be a decision made to invest in something. And yeah, I might be planning to partner with somebody, and two people are both investing. I'm definitely seeing give and take, and a decision for two people to invest. And so coming together and sharing resources. This actually looks much nicer. I think, yeah, if you are feeling in September, October, I'm going to hold off and wait for better timing, you're right. Because it comes in by December, by the end of December. It's a nice little turnaround. Damn, I wish I had some turnarounds like that quick. It's a nice little turnaround. Okay, tell me more about this turnaround that came out. Yeah, it's something that you were waiting on, okay? Because I feel like there's no use struggling for it. You knew it was a timing issue, and you're not going to go out there and try to force something when it's not ready. I'm not going to take that. That was a mess. And this also might be, you know, timing matter of healing. Like you know, you have to be down for a while. I'm being brought back to Mars going through that 12th house that, you know, it's trying to drive a car that will only go in reverse, you know? I mean, how far are you going to get with that? Just wait till it gets fixed or some other form of transportation comes along, because something ain't getting you there in October and you know it, but you get another ride, you get another opportunity to get you there by the end of the year. So I think, you know, there's an issue of laying low until things change, and you know, I think you've done a lot of contemplation about this in your quiet time, and you know this is a timing issue. I'm going to move on because I'm not getting a lot more info about that. And the outcome, Queen of Pentacles, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn, and now we have the Nine of Pentacles in reverse, and Strength in the upright. So, obviously that's your card, Leo. And it is also a card of showing restraint. Restraint in a situation where maybe you are dealing with some feminine energy that has some self-worth issues, has had some money setbacks, maybe put career over family, maybe achieved some false success where, you know, it looked like they were doing well, but in other areas not so much, or it was maybe temporary success but not consistent. And there might even be an issue of envy, and if there's envy going on here, it's because of confidence issues. But I am seeing a more practical, down-to-earth approach with that Queen of Pentacles and the outcome, where somebody is actually being more productive and providing more, particularly if it's a feminine energy, a partner that had some things upside down with their money for a bit there, and maybe you were using some restraint, or they're using restraint to resolve this issue in a really down-to-earth, practical way and stabilize things by waiting, not losing their confidence. Yeah. And then finally in the outcome, you know, you've got coming out of conflict. Okay. So I do see a lot of the concern and the worry in the month of December is avoiding conflict, avoiding battle of the wills. I think somebody doesn't want the struggle, doesn't want the fight, can't blame you. But there could be some internal struggle going on. There might be some passive aggressive tendencies as well. There might be, at the end of the day, somebody agreeing, like I said, to respect differences. And just work on, and I think this is you, that you're just going to keep hammering something out, stressful as it may be, because there's a dynamic with another person, or it's a group dynamic where there are some differences here, and I think there's at least one party here in the dynamic that's not doing so well financially and is maybe being impacted. Right, it could be other people's money impacting you. But I do see possibly, again, air sign female, Aquarius, Libra, Gemini, working on maybe a relationship with them, working with this person. Usually this is a person who is giving wise counsel. Maybe is deciding they have to cut something out for a time. But using their intuition on what they're going to put their work into, using their independent thinking skills to decide what they're going to put their attention on. And it might have to do with idealism. It might have to do with feminine energy and getting growth and getting a new beginning. But yeah, you might have to walk away from something in order to get your happiness and get your mojo back, your confidence. There you are. Okay. Move on from trouble. But it might be a little bit heavy for you. Let's see what kind of advice we can wrap up with. Let's see for Leo. What is the advice for Leo? Please show me, Leo. Advice for Leo for the remainder of this year. What is the advice? Okay, we got it. Stuck in the mud, wide open. Wishing well. Okay, let's start with that foundational card, wishing well. And they're all the upright. I like that. So you don't have any warnings. But this has to do with desire being the sacred impulse for life. Feel it, but let go of all attachment to ownership. Desire is the most important impulse for creating life. Now you're seeing the relationship between desire and inspiration, and sensing the moment of truth when you feel the inception of new life. It's an aha moment when everything makes sense. Perhaps you recognize a soulmate or are conceiving a baby or an idea. The wishing well card awakens you to presence of unseen forces that enable new beginnings. Divine intelligence activates the field of possibilities where new life is co-created in a magical way. Neither you nor anyone else can know how or why this happens. It just does. To that end, you can't control the process of growth. Rather, you must step aside to be a channel for higher forces and relinquish any attachment to how this new creation should appear or when. Form your intention and take action by dropping the coin into the wishing well. Then trust in spirit, prepare to be amazed. So I really think that there are some growing pains coming up for you, and probably a significant other is really what I'm seeing out of the whole spread, but definitely confirmed in that card. And with the wide open card, this is about how you are free to express your uniqueness to the world and share in all the bounty of life's endless possibilities. All manner of opportunities are presented to you at this time. The wide open card is a signal that you are able to truly manifest your dreams and your goals that are in sight. Don't remain small and contracted. Instead, expand your horizons beyond what you believe to be your limitations. You have a unique voice that needs to be expressed in the world. The universe is supportive of new ideas and approaches at this time, so to speak. Well, so speak up and speak out. This card is a sign of the maverick who freely roams the wide open space of possibility. Allow for a greater vision to replace old ideas as you dream a grander dream. I'm being brought back to Mars in your 12th house and Gemini, Jupiter in Gemini retrograde in November. It's going to be a little bit difficult to feel this during that time, but what the energy and the cards are telling me is this is going to open up for you more at the end of the year. It's a timing issue. You will be able to get expansion once you get out of that energy and into the new year. Now, with the Stuck in the Mud card, this is about how you're being invited to stop and savor the wonder of your life. Becoming stuck is sometimes the only way to trick yourself into slowing down and looking around you. In fact, this is a sign that you need to shift your focus away from what you're doing and place your attention elsewhere. Struggling will only get you to even muddier places. Now is not the time to move forward, but to observe. Clarity about your circumstances will come a little later. Stop and find the joy in what you've been overlooking. Soon you'll be out of the mud, but for now, be slow, be still, and know that Spirit has a plan for you. Really, I think it's confirmation again that things are going to feel a little stuck this at the beginning of this first quarter of the year because of Jupiter retrograde and Mars in your 12th house. There's no use fighting it. And so at some level by October, I think you intuitively know I'm going to wait for this to pass. And the purpose of this is to get me to reevaluate some things, to wait for a better alignment, which is surely going to come. And so I'm not going to beat myself up about things not lining up in October or maybe even November. I'm just going to lay low and trust that in the right time it is going to line up. And in the meantime, I'm going to savor and enjoy my life regardless. I hope this has blessed you, Leo. And until next time, take good care.